Welcome to the Board Game Snobs podcast. Critically harsh reviews with a touch of class.
Go and don't mess up because we don't have time to edit.
There's no editing here. We don't edit this podcast. Why would we do such a thing? This is the Board Game Snobs, unedited, uncut, and
uncircumcised.
Yes, episode of the podcast about board games, sort of, kind of. It's basically a filler episode to get us through the week because it's almost July 4th weekend. And we don't have time for this mess.
Filler episode. This is one where we fill out our characters. See,
anticipation.
Some people call them filler episodes, but usually they're episodes that they're building out the character and like you learn something about the person that you didn't know before.
That's not a filler episode. That's a regular episode. A filler episode, nothing happens.
No, I mean, something might not, like they might all be locked in a room together and nothing really exciting, like, oh, we locked ourselves in. But yet then throughout the episode, you learn, oh, he's scared of the dark. And then 4 episodes later, that comes into play.
Filler episode. That's not bad. I'm thinking of like
the Fly episode of Breaking Bad.
Yes, Breaking Bad, The Fly, which you've never watched, so I don't know why you're referencing it.
I hear everybody talk about on podcasts. I'm a podcast listener.
It was a great filler episode as filler episodes go, but it was very much on the nose, just meant to eat up time.
So was it him just trying to swat a fly? Is that what it was?
Yes. They are in their laboratory making methamphetamines, and there was a fly.
What's that?
And
I'm not familiar.
They don't like flies in their meth, so they were attempting to kill it.
The fly was trying to make a meth of things.
And that's basically it. That was it. But then again, you've got shows that are about nothing, like Seinfeld, but which were all technically filler episodes. That was great. So
they interconnected a lot of those episodes with extreme creativeness. I mean, you would start off with Kramer doing something at the beginning that you were thinking, well, that's dumb. And then, of course, by the end, it's wraps up the whole episode. Seinfeld was greatness, even though it was about nothing. It wasn't about nothing. They just chose minutia and made those minutia the show. We've done that before.
No, but it was the writing that made Seinfeld good. Like the writing and not so much any character development, because literally nobody developed. Like they were all the same people that they were when the show started. George was the lovable loser. Kramer was on meth. Eileen was weird. And Jerry was just this burnt toast that he always was.
Eileen or Elaine, whichever one.
Eileen? What'd I say?
Come on, Eileen. You said Eileen. I don't know who that is.
What's the deal with all these Eileens? What's that voice? I can't do Jerry. You do Jerry.
That's it. That's pretty much it. What's the deal? You just go high pitched and who are these people? Stick with Matthew McConaughey. That's where your bread and butter's at.
Yeah, but Jerry made like $300 million just asking people about obvious things.
That's true. Ovaltine. It's not oval. It's a circle. Should be called Circle Team. Round Team.
Oh, everybody clapped. Yeah. Do you remember Jerry Seinfeld before Seinfeld?
No, I was like 8 years old when it first come on the air, maybe? No, 10, probably 10.
I've watched a lot of Jerry Seinfeld stand-up here recently. Not his recent stuff, but just around that time, that era, and he is not funny.
No, he's straight observational comedy, which is okay, but
it's not really comedy.
It's just observing things. Have you ever noticed?
It's like,
what's the deal with? Yeah.
it's just saying stuff that is obvious to the listener and hoping that they laugh uncomfortably.
Well, no,
about
it's things that he notices that are what do you? Oh my God, relatable. It's relatable things like. Here's Jerry. He's getting on an airplane. What's the deal with peanuts on an airplane? It's like, oh yeah, I've had peanuts on an airplane. That's the thing. That's his whole shtick.
Yeah, but why is that funny? Why do people think that's funny?
No, that's a whole different question. I don't know.
That's what I'd like to delve deep into because I think there's different types of humor.
Well, obviously, yes.
No,
that's why there's all different kinds of comedians. You got Carrot Top, hilarious. Props. Who doesn't love props? You got Jerry, who's observational. You got who's the guy that was like, oh, he had the big frizzy hair and like all he did was just straight one-liners. Like, oh my
Mitch
God,
Hedberg.
Well, yeah, he's good. He's a Mitch Hedberg. No, this guy had like curly hair on both sides of his head.
Gallagher.
No.
That's basically who you are. You're the Gallagher of Board Game Podcast.
Squishing watermelons.
Smashing pumpkins.
If we ever get big enough and we have a big auditorium full of people, I'm just going to come in and smash a watermelon.
That's
like
Tom
what
Vassell.
It is. If Tom Vassell just walked into Dice Tower West Con and just smashed some watermelons, everybody would love it.
Is what we'll do. We'll buy a table at BGG Con, and what we'll do is that we'll write out puns that Enrique can sit in the corner and just read in a monotone voice. I'll sit in the corner drinking while you're up there shirtless with a sledgehammer, just smashing various fruit.
We should have pumpkins up there, and instead of watermelons, I'll be smashing pumpkins.
I already made that joke.
When?
Like just a minute ago when I said smashing pumpkins.
Oh, I didn't hear you. I don't pay attention to what you say.
I know, because I'm trying to set you up for these jokes and you're missing it.
You're just
like Jerry Seinfeld. Well, if you shut up for a minute and listen to me once. What's the deal with you always over talking me?
So it's been forever since we recorded.
Seinfeld sucks. I gotta work on my Jerry.
We played. Okay, so doing voices is hard.
It is.
So, like, I was trying to come up with a voice, and I was thinking about like a British guy, like a. Oh well, what we have here is our living brave Jerry Baker. How's that?
I don't know what that is.
Would you think that's me if you didn't see me?
I don't see you
don't
now.
Look at me.
Got you turned off. I'm not staring at you.
Jerry Baker of the Board Game Snobs. What's going on?
It's almost like Jason Statham, like a more grittier, huskier, just Jason, overweight Jason Statham.
It sounds like it's Jason Statham after he has gotten fired from his job, and now he just hangs out at the dock trying to unload boats for people.
I want Soul Megalodon.
What is he doing now? Is he still in the F9, the Fantastic Fast
he's
Furious?
in Hobbs and Shaw. Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah. Hobby Lobby.
He's in the Hobby Lobby of Hobbs and Shaw. We could talk about when we went golfing the other day. We haven't discussed that since our last podcast.
Yeah. So what was there? We hit a ball. We yelled I had to yell at Bubba the entire time to stop yelling.
Bubba does not understand golf course etiquette. You can't be loud on a golf course. And Bubba talks loud. He doesn't know how to do this. Bubba's not an ASMR guy. Bubba could never do ASMR. He would just shout your ears off.
Golf is boring to watch. How do you want us to talk about it?
Golf is boring to watch. I beg to differ, sir. Back in the day, I was very glued to the television when Tiger Woods was in his heyday. I watched Tiger Woods win his first U.S. Open or something. I used to watch Tiger. It's good stuff.
I know, but describing golf that you've watched is it's like you watch describing a football game or something. You can halfway make some comments, but it's
describing anything really is boring.
it's not. There's a lot of things descriptive that's interesting to hear, but like Tiger, like golf, what? He hit a ball.
Hit a ball.
It went long.
It got real close.
There you go. That's it. He did that 18 times.
Well, all I gotta say is Bubba is a natural golfer, even though he'll get kicked off golf courses for being too loud. Because he birdied. We played a scramble, me and Bubba versus Jerry and another friend of ours, Ruben. Ruben, his first golf game ever. And it was a close one. That's how sad we all are. It was a close one.
That was sad. We all are. I was carrying Ruben. It was me and Ruben out there, man. We were tearing it up.
Yeah. Bubba birdied a hole all by himself. It was a par 4. We both teed off on the drive. Bubba's was the best. The next shot, his was best. The next shot, his was best. And then 3 shots. Then he putted in a long one, a long putt. It was unforgettable. Get it? I like big putts, and I cannot lie.
None of this is good. None of this is good.
It was terrific. Terrific.
Golf is boring. Move on. I thought you said you had something else.
We was riding birdie.
That's funny.
We were in really the club.
That was really funny.
It's always it's always good when someone says that's really funny instead of just laughing.
Do another one.
Do another one. Well,
please.
No, I'm out. Did you know Ewan McGregor's brother was in the Royal Air Force and his nickname is Obi-2?
Obi-Wan or Ewan McGregor is married to Elizabeth Winstead, which I did not know.
Is that the lady from the Cloverfield Lane?
Yes, I really like Elizabeth Winstead.
Okay.
I'm putting that out there.
Just putting that out there?
I did. Yeah.
Her as well as who's the other one you're always touting?
Are you talking about what's her face?
Yes.
She's good too.
What's her
I like
face?
her too.
There's another one you're always touting. Another
the one
actress.
That's I can't think right now because I'm really I have just gotten off work. And I was going to swing by the gas station and get some beer, but then I realized I have self-respect. So I went to the house and I found a bottle of whiskey. It is literally a glass bottle, and written on it with marker across it is just whiskey. And it is a home brewed whiskey from a friend of mine.
Are there 3 X's on it somewhere?
Literally, yes. It was a bottle of whiskey that a friend of mine made. Gave to me, and I stuck in the back of my cabinet and had forgotten about it. Sat here for like 4 or 5 years.
In case of emergency, break glass.
Yes. So I am drinking some awfully strong, on fire whiskey. This stuff is hot. And,
so did he make it himself?
Jennifer Connelly.
Jennifer Connelly. Yes, that's your girl.
Yes, that's who made it. She didn't make this whiskey, but my friend made the whiskey himself.
Whiskey did he use corn or potatoes or
corn?
I guess potatoes would be vodka.
Yes.
I was corn fused. Sorry.
You were. That was a nice pun. Do another
and
one.
Amazed.
I am now the DJ Khaled of this podcast. Anytime you say something, I'll just say, do another one.
Do another one. Oh, okay. So right before we started recording, let me tell you why we're a little bit late in recording. It is now 5:55. Today is June 30th. It's a Wednesday. This podcast needs to be uploaded by 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Probably won't happen by then, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so Saturday evening, we have over some dear friends. Some dear friends. And I posted this to the social medias. This friend of mine said, it's Ruben. Actually, he was golfing with us. It was his first time golfing, and he has been a long time friend. And he says, hey, we're fixing to move away. I want to play a game with you. He's never played a board game, a hobby style designer board game. He says, before I move away, I want to play a game with you. I was like, all right. So him and his wife come over.
And this is how you found out they were swingers.
I thought he was talking about golf clubs, but oh well.
Do another one.
So I said, all right, come on over. All right, come on over. You made this whole context a little bit different with just that.
All right.
Okay, so him and his wife come over. We grill some. Oh, I got so much in my life that's happened recently. Hold on.
Come on over. We'll play some Splendor.
Okay. My wife and I also bought a griddle instead of a charcoal grill, or even a
griddle.
A griddle is a large flat griddle in which you can cook burgers, steaks, you can grill vegetables. It's just you can make pancakes, eggs, bacon all at the same time. It's wonderful. I'm so over the classic grill with the grates where all the juices fall away. No, I want my burger to cook in those juices. I don't want them juices falling to the bottom of the device. I want them cooking in their own juices. We had burger. That was some of the best burgers I ever had. We grilled burgers. I slapped some bacon on there, some onions, some bell pepper, some jalapenos. We had it all going on. So we ate some burgers, put some cheese on it, cheeseburgers actually. And then he says, all right, let's play a game. So I break out Royals. You know what, Jerry?
Yes.
Royals. Top 10 game of all time for me. I've decided it needs to be touted. Royals deserves a place in everyone's top 10 because I have showed Royals to so many people that have never played hobby type games before. It has never failed me.
The only thing I don't like about Royals is that it's not very thematic, in that all the depiction of Royals are of people who are very attractive, which we all know that most of the Royals are actually inbred and have extra earlobes and uvulas in weird places.
Uvulas in weird places. Where would a uvula be in a weird place? Like the back of your knee?
Well, yeah, you've seen people that have extra uvulas, haven't you?
No, I have not.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do with them?
Yeah, it's with an extra uvula. I don't know. I guess you get it taken out. You get it cut off.
I love uvula.
I wonder where that term comes from.
What?
I love that. Hang on, how you used to spell it? Uvula.
Uvula. Uvula.
I loved her in Kill Bill. Let's see. Uvula. I can't spell it.
Uvula, I'm assuming.
Uvula is a fleshy extension at the back of the soft palate which hangs above the throat. Do you need your uvula? No.
Talk about circumcision. Can you circumcise your uvula? It's a fleshy extension.
The uvula has a function. During swallowing, the soft palate and the uvula move together to close off the nasal pharynx to prevent food from entering the nasal cavity. That's interesting.
The predator uses it. Yeah, predator.
Is that what the predator is? He's just a uvula?
He's a giant walking uvula. He's an evolved uvula. Someone circumcised a uvula out of their throat, threw it on the ground in outer space, and from this organic pool of whatever life comes out of, here comes a uvula crawling out of this sea of things, and it develops arms and legs and becomes a predator. And then begins to hunt down the people that cut it out of their throat. Maybe humans were all born with two uvulas.
That predatory uvula. So that would make like the aliens, the xenomorphs from Aliens. They're like prostates. Predatory prostates or something, right? What are they?
Predatory prostates? Okay. All right.
I don't know. What are they?
I don't know. What were you talking about, though?
Jennifer Connelly.
Did you know?
Royals, top 10. Yes, it's good.
Royals is, it's been in my top 10 before, I feel like, and then it fell out. But upon being a reasonable person, I'm like, Royals is an amazing game. It does not get... I don't ever hear about Royals, ever.
I don't.
It's a Dice Tower essential, so it should be touted. He talked about it when it was coming out, very popular, but since then, nothing. Arcane Wonders, I don't know who makes it now. All these IPs, board games go from one publisher to the next. I'm assuming Arcane Wonders still makes it. I don't know. But Royals... I want
to send them an email right now.
Royals needs to be in everyone's introductory list to introduce people to games, because I taught Ruben and Christy this within 10 minutes. I showed them a set collection and how the different rounds of the game go. We played a round or two, and I was like, introduce the next phase of the game. Was okay, so now once you've done this, then you do this. We played a couple more rounds, and I said, okay, now that y'all have that down, these also count as points. And I talked about, how you go from the king down to the marshal. If you collect all those, if you are able to put one of your cubes in one from a king down to a marshal, then you get those bonus points, blah, blah, blah. Then there's country points.
Country points can deny.
City points. End of round points if you have the most influence in certain countries like France. I think it's Germany, England, and I forget the green one. There's green, blue.
Spain. Or the Dutch.
Yes. It's probably the Dutch. Great game. They were loving it. We were loving it. And then the wine gets spilled.
Yeah, that was your fault though, because you should have.
It was. I was trying not to be that guy, and
that is not being that guy.
Okay, now be quiet. Listen, we were all having a good time. I'm like, okay, I'm going to introduce this to them. I'm going to introduce. My tongue's fat. What's
the deal with uvulas?
I'm going to introduce them to this game, Royals. We're going to go into my game room, around my game table. I'm going to show this in game. We're having a good time. Ruben places the wine glass in one spot, and I move it from off the table, and I put it over in this other spot. I'm like, well, let's move this over here. And then I'm placing mine in a certain spot. I tell Charday, and I tell Gina, I'm put you in, make sure everything's good over there. Okay. Well, we're all having a real good time. We go through round 1. We go through round 2. Then we go through round 3. We just start round 3, the final round of Royals. And I noticed that the wine glass is between Ruben and Christy. And it's in a precarious position. It's on the edge of my gaming table. I'm like, I noticed it. But I got distracted with something. So I noticed it, and then I got distracted. But as soon as I noticed it, I should have said something, because you know what? Even when you're trying to be not that guy and you notice something around your gaming table, that especially food or drink, and you're like, that could cause a lot of damage. I should have said something, because Ruben got excited. He had completed the king in Royals. Once you place a cube in the various locations, king, princess, countess, all the way down to marshal, you get these bonus points. Well, I got the first one, so I got 16 points. Ruben got the second one, so he was about to get 12 points. He got excited. He stood up. His first game ever. Very excited. Was loving it. Knocked the wine glass over onto the game table. Wine everywhere. It starts going under the cards. It's on the board. Starts going under the cubes and the marshal and all that stuff. There's the little cards on the side. I was just like, okay, I don't want to overreact because clearly these are my friends and this is just a game.
They're not anymore.
And I don't want to overreact and make this a thing. It's just material possessions. Friends are more important than material possessions.
No,
right?
You should have told them from the beginning. This is why you direct people who are new in the hobby about what is appropriate. If somebody had done that for Bubba when he first started golfing, we wouldn't be dealing with a madman who takes his shirt off on the 8th hole when he birdies something and screams at the top of his lungs. You have to direct newbies on how to appropriately conduct themselves.
Well, I didn't.
And you paid the price.
And I paid the price. So all over my beautiful purple mat that I got just for you, the purple.
I like purple.
Wine everywhere. Wine all over the game. Wine on a couple of cards. And I was like, And then in the midst of that, so my wife, in trying to react to that, trying to clean up, in Royals, whenever you go into a city with your cube, then you also... so if I go into a city, like say I go into London and say it's the princesses over London, then you also put a cube on a princess card off to the side that's like a majority thing. If you have the majority of cubes on the princesses or the marshals or the barons or the cardinals, then you get those points in the game. Unless you've played, it's kind of hard to describe. But anyway, all the cubes on all those things got knocked off in the midst of the panic and the cleaning. And then I was like, well, we can't figure out where we were. Like, for me, the most devastating part of this, we were in the final round of this game, and we could not score it. We could not finish it. I was teaching Ruben and Christy. This was their first game. They were having a good time. Sade was killing it. Like, she was getting all the, she was riding the coach. She had a couple of primary influence points, and then she got the secondary influence points. Like the first 2 rounds, she was killing it. And I was doing pretty good. I got that thing for having the king down in the marshal. But then that happened. Scoring went out the window. Chaos ensues. Wine over my purple neoprene mat. And it kind of messed with my brain because I'm the kind of person that I have if things don't go according to plan for my brain, it just sends me. I'm just glitching. I'm just like, and I just But I think and my wife says you composed yourself very well. You acted very well. You didn't overreact. You didn't make a jerk of yourself. Wine got spilt. It possibly ruined your mat, possibly ruined your game, but you did okay. You didn't overreact.
You got to get that mat fixed because I'm not playing on any mat that's not purple.
Well, don't get me to my second point of this whole conversation. Okay, so that was done. Blah, blah, blah. We still had a nice evening. I was like, well, we can't finish this game. We lost track of our cubes, blah, blah, blah. I asked Ruben, I said, but until then, what did you think of the game? He's like, I was having a good time. I was like, yeah, well, I wish we could have scored it, but you knocked the wine over, Ruben. It's okay. I still love you. So get to the purple mat. The purple mat is covered in wine. And I'm like, you know what? There's a few greasy spots from Enrique in past game days. My wife was like, what's this greasy spot? I'm like, I don't know. That's Enrique's side of the table. I pull the mat up off my ultimate gaming table, which incidentally has apparently gone out of business. I saw that posted on a Sporadically Boards Facebook group. So I pull the neoprene mat up, and it's backed. The neoprene under the back is rubber. So thankfully, none of the wine got through to the wood. Quality stuff. But and when they sent me this table, they sent me a purple mat and a black mat. So the purple mat, I pulled it up, and my wife says, I think I can wash it. And I saw on Facebook mention this, and people are like, I think you can wash it on a low cycle of the machine wash. So she's like, I'm gonna try that. So I'm like, well, I need something in the meanwhile. I've got the black mat that came with the game, never used it. They made this table like a freaking tank because I couldn't slide it back underneath. It was easy to pull up the mat but to slide it back underneath, they got these wooden ledges that kind of locked it into place. So I ended up, right before we were recording this podcast, I'm like, I got to have my stuff set up. So I'm trying to take apart this table of ultimate gaming. And it's a beast. It was a beast to put together. There's 1,000 screws, and I was doing it wrong. So finally I look it up on YouTube. The YouTube lady's like, okay, this is how you put a table together. I was like, oh, okay. So I need to do all this, this, and this.
I've shopped. My wife shops at IKEA. All of our furniture is from IKEA. You know nothing about putting together furniture until you've cussed at some Swedish cartoon that's trying to get you to put together 18-foot tall bookshelves without a wrench.
Well, this is very close because this table the problem is it's very well put together, like very well. So in order to unput it together, you have to take all of these screws. Why do people use those hexagon screws? Why not? Why?
Hexagons are in terms of physics, they're much more powerful.
But on the outside, it's just the screw. The thing I used to screw it in is just a hexagon.
The hexagon gives it its strength.
Okay. It could have just as easily been a Phillips, but they used this weird screw. And
nobody likes Phillips.
So
milk of magnesia.
I had this thing apart, and it had me all stressed out because my game room was just a mess. And I have to have things a certain way for me to be able to relax. And then I barely slept it together before this podcast, and here we are.
Sounds like you're just super neurotic.
Erotic?
Yes.
Yes.
Another one.
Yes.
Yes. It sounds like you had a bad time because you didn't do your due diligence and keep some noob from spilling wine. That's okay. That's why I say there is no such thing as being that guy when you're hosting a game night. You sit down, you make sure people understand.
I agree now. From now on, I'm like, you know what? Hey, I let this slide last time, and look what happened.
Yes. Yeah. No, you tell people, don't put your cup up here. There's a cup holder. Don't do that. This has been great. Let's call this a wrap.
That's it. We're done.
That's it. We got to release this. This is filler, but I have some notes. Hang on. Just the purpose of this was to get people prepped for the upcoming weeks. Hang on. So let me go through the news real fast. What we have up in store for our listeners. Okay. Are you there? Did you cut out?
I'm here. I'm listening.
You're just being strangely quiet.
I'm listening.
Oh, okay. So we're going to be doing our top 25 instead of a top 10 or top 20 this year. We hate top 100s and top 50. But after compiling this list of games, of quality games, we have settled on 25, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And so we'll probably be doing that sometime soon. So in anticipation of that, why don't y'all send us like your top 5 or your favorite game or something like that? We might read what you think.
Oh, hey, yeah. We need emails. We haven't gotten emails in a while.
It's summertime. People are out sunning, getting their uvulas tan and such.
My uvulas are very tan.
Enrique will probably do a top 5. He doesn't know about that yet, so get ready for whatever crap he puts out there. Let's see. We're going to be playing and reviewing and talking about Oath.
We've played Flotilla. We're going to review that. We've played Democker. We're going to review that.
Profiteers, a new game that's not out yet by Stronghold Games. Space Race, bunch of stuff. Just stuff. Let me look at the rest of the news. Let's see. Bill Cosby, they let him out.
He's overturned. What's going on, Bill?
What's going on with the Cosbys? He got out.
I was going to say real quick, if you enjoy, this is my thing. If you enjoy listening to Board Game Snobs, feel free to tweet about us, Instagram about us.
No.
Shut up. I'm talking. I know. Hold on. feel free to tweet about us, Instagram about us, say, hey, enjoying the Board Game Snobs, post about us, say, hey, this is the episode. Oh, I like this episode. Spread the love. We need to spread the love. That's all.
Don't ruin a good thing. Don't ruin a good thing, because then people will start listening and they'll start trying to get us to I don't know, change. They'll start calling out all the stuff that we're wrong about. It'd be best if you just not tell anybody.
Tell everyone about us. Shout us out. SirMeeple.com. SirMeeple.com. We have shirts for code Zoinka. You can have free shipping over $50, something like that, somewhere. So I forget the amount.
I need to get me a shirt.
Yes, you do. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. I've got to put this out.
Okay. So I got Bill Cosby got out, and this episode's coming out. There's a joke there. I'm trying to make it. Hang on. I'm writing it as we speak.
You know a word I've seen everywhere here lately that's driving me insane?
It's not coming.
Have you heard the word conflate? Like everybody's saying conflate.
No, but I know what conflate means.
What does it mean? Because everyone is saying it, and I feel like I've never heard this word before except for like the past month.
I don't know why. I don't know where you've been hearing it from. Where you've been hearing it from.
Podcasts. I listen to podcasts 12 hours a day while I'm driving truck.
Okay. Well, when you conflate something, it's when you make something.
And Twitter.
Twitter. Oh, God. The Twitter people
Podcasts and Twitter. That's why I hear conflate.
Twitter people just come up with words. They pick words and they try to use them to sound smart. But when you conflate an argument, it's like you're making a point or you're arguing about something and you're trying to combine two things together. You're conflating them. So it's like, I don't like the fact that I don't like this thing here. Da 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 da, and you try to conflate that into something else.
Well, I feel like I've conflated podcasts and Twitter because I've heard that word on both a lot. Conflate. Conflate or conflate?
Conflate. Star Trek conflate.
Star Trek conflate.
That's when Khan got really fat.
Star Trek conflatilla. We'll talk about that next time.
Oh, you should have saved that for the next episode.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. We got to get this garbage out. I mean, we got to get this episode out there.
We got a guest on next time.
Sam Rouleau, he was concerned. He says, now don't put out something real quick. You know, I'd rather a good episode next week than something not good this week. I was like, we don't prepare for any of them, Sam. It's all good. They're all the same.
But next week will be fire.
We've got Don Gilstrap.
Who's that, you wonder? I don't know either.
Good question.
He's coming on the show.
He's a fan of Board Game Snobs. Now we just have on fans. That's all. We just interview fans. That's all we do.
I think people completely misunderstood and conflated what I said when I wanted OnlyFans. Now everybody keeps coming on. I don't think y'all are getting it. You search Board Game Snobs, OnlyFans. You pay your $5. You get to see things that you'll never forget.
Uvulas. Mostly.
Uvulas. Predatory uvulas.
Predatory uvulas. All right. That's going to do it for this episode. I'm Gabi. That's Jerry. The silent Jerry. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Board Game Snobs. Stay classy.
Good morning / afternoon / evening / night. Gabi, Jezebel. What's happening? Joel here with another episode of A Whole Lot of Dribble. Come on, Bon. Still walking the dog, as you could probably hear. My dog's name's Bonnie. We thought of Bonnie in the car after picking her up from we got her from the pound. We thought, oh yeah, Bonnie's a nice name. And then every second bloody dog we've met, and even some people are named Bonnie. Oh yeah, my dog's name's Bonnie. Oh, my daughter's named Bonnie. But, oh, okay. We're not particularly unique or, novel in any way. Oh well. She's still a good dog. She's like 8 years old. Cattle dog. Aussie cattle dog. You ever seen an Australian cattle dog? Cross bull terrier. So she's got a little bit of pep in her, but she's good. She's a loyal dog. Anyway, that's a bit of dog dribble for you. How's it going? I am still listening to you seriously waffle on with the Aussie, with Michael Langford, and given you got to give guys a nickname, we'll just call him Langers. So you guys and Langers having a chat. But yeah, no, I think, what were you guys talking about? Because as I told you, as an ecologist, I know a little bit about Aussie animals, a little bit. Talk about Tassie Devil, and they have bred recently, but they've bred on the mainland. They used to naturally occur on the mainland, so not just on Tasmania, but I think we drove them to extinction. Because yeah, again, humans, we're pretty good at what we do. But yeah, I think they've started breeding them again actually not too far from where I live, up at a place called Barrington Tops. They've started breeding them again up there, so that's kind of exciting. They might release them back in the wild at some point on the mainland, but then we've got to actually have wild places left, so hopefully we can do that. Anyway, yeah, just thought I'd say hello again. Thanks. And yeah, Garby, look, I know you probably don't think so anyway, but just in case, there's definitely no expectation for you to play this stuff again. Like, goodness me. The last one, I think, you had one person who commented favourably. Everyone else probably just thought, oh, goodness me, what's this crap? If they listen to it at all. So, honestly, don't worry about it. It's just nice to know you get them and you find them somewhat entertaining. Don't know about this one, though. Yeah, so thanks, man. Alright, so played a game of Search for Planet X last night. Have you heard that one? Played that one? You've seen this? Have you noticed this? Yeah, so, which is good. It was good. Played it with a couple that live around the corner from us. They're ultra competitive though, which so puts me and my partner off a little bit. They really like to win, which is fine. And I mean, we have a laugh and stuff, but yeah, anyway. But it's a good game, good deduction game. Don't know if you've heard of it. That was fun. Played the Halve for the first time recently as well. A Uwe Rosenberg game. That was fun. I enjoyed that a lot. So, you know, look, I enjoy most games. I'm probably not like Jezebel and rate everything between a 4 and a 6. I'm probably sitting magically around that 7, 8 mark for most games I play. I think it's because I do, like you guys probably, although you do get some free games and you sort of somewhat feel obliged to play whatever just comes in the mail, but I tend to research, and my friends tend to research games. So you kind of rarely play really crap games. Like, you just don't seem to play them because you read reviews or hear about them and then you just, you know, give them a wide berth. So I think that's the reason why for many of us we play games that are in that sort of, yeah, it's good category. Holy crap. Just come across some roadworks. These guys are the worst at, like, telling you where to walk. Anyway, riveting listening, no doubt. I really don't have much else to say, so I think I might just do some quick dribble today, which might be appreciated. Thanks, gentlemen. Have a lovely day. What is it for you there? Monday? Have a nice Monday. Monday evening. Hey dude, how are you? One of my mates. Thanks, gents. Sorry, this is going to be the worst one yet. Ciao.
Hey, Gabi, Jerry, and Enrique. Daniel here from New Zealand, and I just wanted to record this in response to Michael Langford's episode. It was a great episode, I really enjoyed it, but there are a few things I needed to correct and get straight. First of all, if he does send you Vegemite, don't have it. He's trying to poison you. What you want to do is try and find yourself some Marmite from New Zealand. Try that. Don't take a spoonful of it, as everyone on YouTube does. spread it thinly on your toast, get some cheese, egg, or avocado if you want, put that on top. Eat that, delicious, you'll have a great time. Don't try as Vegemite. We're proud to have Russell Crowe as a New Zealand actor. New Zealand's a great country. Compared to Australia, we're like, the cooler, hotter older brother, while Australia's kind of just like the fat little kid that doesn't really get around much, and everyone just has pity on. Other than that, I just wanted to say it was a great episode. Great to hear Michael Langford talking. I agree with him that underwater is really scary. I don't want to play any games where I'm exploring deep underwater. That's just an area to stay away from. I don't really know what else I was going to say, but just thanks for the good episode.